What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Now, the ratings for week 8 of the Wednesday Night War are in, and you might be surprised at the results. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the latest news and rumors you need to know, including NXT finally beating AEW, a WWE superstar has been released, and WWE sending a clear message with it, 2 NXT injuries, Hulk Hogan pushing for a return, dear God no, Demolition's banned from the WWE Hall of Fame, Jim Cornette's phony apology, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. But let's get straight into the first story. NXT finally beating AEW, as after 7 weeks of losing out to AEW Dynamite, NXT scored a win, edging out the competition in total viewers. PW Insider's Dave Shearer reported, "The numbers are in for the 8th night of the Wednesday Night Wars, and finally, AEW's winning streak has ended. For the first time, NXT beat AEW in overall viewership, while AEW had a higher number in the 18 to 49 demographic. AEW Dynamite on TNT did 893,000 overnight viewers, down from the 957,000 that they did last week. NXT on USA did 916,000 overnight viewers, up from last week's 750,000 overnight viewers. The numbers are close, but nonetheless, NXT won the ratings battle this week." Chris Jericho had some fun with the results, tweeting, "Remember guys, it's a marathon, not a sprint." Jericho was of course referring to NXT's constant refrain that the ratings war was a long haul. AEW Executive Vice President Cody Rhodes was a bit more serious, responding to a question about his thoughts on NXT's win this week. "Take it on the chin, learn from it, get up off the mat, and get to work. Excuses are for assholes." Fair enough, we like this approach from Cody, it's more no nonsense. They're not looking for excuses like Major League games were on or anything like that, they just want to produce a better product. As for NXT, their win was well deserved. This week's episode of NXT was awesome. We're just wondering how future episodes are going to pan out without this Raw and SmackDown invasion. Next up, WWE superstar Jordan Myles has been officially released. After weeks of criticizing the WWE for a t-shirt he claimed was insensitive at best and racist at worst, Jordan Myles is gone from the WWE. PW Insider confirmed on 21st November that Albert Charles Hardy Jr., aka ACH, and Jordan Myles is no longer under contract to World Wrestling Entertainment. A WWE spokesperson confirmed that Hardy is done with the WWE, but did not specify further information, responding to a PWInsider.com request for a comment this morning. Hardy released an expletive-filled video on 13th November declaring he has quit World Wrestling Entertainment. Earlier this afternoon, he tweeted out a photo of himself signing a document that appeared to be WWE release paperwork. He then announced he was returning to the ring as Super ACH this weekend for Heavy Metal Wrestling in Texas, prompting PWInsider.com's inquiry to WWE. According to the comments at Fightful.com's Patreon section, we've been told that his WWE Performance Center locker has been cleared out and a box with his belongings were clear sight of the locker room so everyone could see. A clear message, said one talent. With Myles having what is best described as a nuclear meltdown in his reaction to the WWE, it's no surprise the company dumped him, as Myles made it unlikely any major promotion would sign him. Whether it was Myles calling Ring of Honor's Jay Lethal an Uncle Tom, or posting messages stating the WWE doesn't care about black people, he killed his own career, and his case is much different than disgruntled stars who ask for their release or state they are heading elsewhere once their WWE contracts expire. Next up, it looks like Cain Velasquez is training for a Mexico City match. Seems that Velasquez is back on the WWE's upcoming supercard in Mexico City. You may recall the MMA star turned WWE superstar was pulled from his match due to a nagging knee injury. However, PW Insider reports former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez was at the WWE Performance Center this week working out. According to Mike Johnson, Cain Velasquez and Humberto Carrillo vs Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson is set for WWE Super Show in Mexico City on 30th November. This adds fuel to the rumors that Velasquez will interfere in the Rey Mysterio vs Brock Lesnar match at Survivor Series. Could we see a shock title win here? Bound to be interference when the match has been set as no holds barred. Obviously, it seems unlikely that Rey could win by himself, so perhaps a distraction or added advantage by Cain Velasquez could score him the win. Next up is Elias Getting Repackaged. While Elias is reportedly ready to return to the WWE, the WWE's Drift has suffered an ankle injury during the King of the Ring tournament that sidelined him for several weeks, but upon his pending return, he may not be the same character fans have loved to hate. A video of Elias singing while seated at a piano singing that a change is coming has some fans wondering whether he may undergo some sort of change, such as a face turn.
It's been a long time coming, but I know the change is gonna come.
Do you think Elias needs any type of change? Wasn't his drifter gimmick working? Next up, 2 injuries to NXT Stars. NXT Stars have been experiencing a number of injuries lately, and 2 more stars from the Yellow brand were injured during the 20th November edition of NXT. Ringside News is reporting that during WWE's NXT injury report, it was said that Wesley Blake of the Forgotten Sons suffered some facial lacerations during their brutal match against the Viking Raiders. He is not expected to miss any time in the ring though. Bobby Fish was also dinged up after Undisputed Era's match against the Revival. He suffered a nose and facial laceration, but he's not going to miss any time either. Fish is still expected to be at NXT TakeOver War Games this Saturday night. NXT has enough injuries to deal with that it can't afford any more, especially going into NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series. Next up is the Hulkster pushing for a wrestling return? Hulk Hogan continues to discuss his quest to get back into the ring one more time so he can say his last match occurred in the WWE. During a recent talk with Wrestling Academy, the 66-year-old legendary wrestler said, "I've been talking to Vince McMahon. History is very important to me. I've had a very long career, and part of my career was with a very small company and a very gracious lady called Dixie Carter in TNA, and I had one of my last match there. That's hard for me to live with. I want my last match to be in WWE. I've been pushing and negotiating very hard, and I'm actually healthy. I'm in very good shape. A little bit under 300 pounds, maybe 295 pounds. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna have one little tiny surgery on my back, maybe take me a couple of months to recover, but I got my eyes set for Wrestlemania. The one I'd love to get in the ring with if I only had one person would be Vince McMahon. I'm very sick of his stuff too." Hogan seems determined to get back in the ring, but it's unknown whether the WWE would allow him in for one match, even if he were cleared to work. Hogan's best chance at working a match would be in Saudi Arabia, where WWE icons such as he are in high demand. Next up, Demolition discuss why they are not in the WWE Hall of Fame. Axe and Smash were one of the WWF's greatest tag teams during the late 80s and early 90s, winning the WWF Tag Team Championship 3 different times and setting a record for the longest reigning champions, a record that would hold for decades until it was finally broken by the New Day. Nearly 3 decades after their WWF heydays, Axe and Smash still haven't been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, leaving some fans wondering why. The obvious answer is that they're on Vince McMahon's hit list, more than likely due to their involvement in the class action lawsuit filed against the WWE. Nonetheless, Axe and Smash are hopeful they may get into the WWE Hall of Fame someday. Speaking with Wrestling Inc., the decorated duo commented, "We just have to figure out, we have to make enough money to buy a ticket. We can't get in with buying a ticket," Axe stated. "You never know what's gonna happen," Smash said. Although Demolition were initially criticized for being Road Warrior ripoffs, the team got over and became one of the top tag teams in wrestling history. Despite remaining out of the Hall of Fame, Axe and Smash still have fond memories of their career as a tag team. We're lucky enough to wrestle the greatest tag teams ever, and now that we're a little bit older, you look back at some of the matches we had and everything, we were very lucky to be able to work with those guys," Smash said. "It was a great life when people came up to you and said, 'Hey, I remember that match at the Skydome.' It makes you feel good because they felt good. It wasn't a job, it was getting paid to go out and perform and have fun, and you have fond memories. You try to pick out one or two and it's just impossible." Do you guys think Demolition should belong in the WWE Hall of Fame? Be sure to leave your comments down below. And the last story, there's been no apology from Jim Cornette. Now, wrestling fans on Instagram saw an apology from Jim Cornette following Cornette's resignation from the National Wrestling Alliance for controversial comments he made during an episode of NWA Power. Ringside News corrected an early story erroneously attributing the following apology to Cornette. Yes, it is true that I have resigned from the NWA. I understand in people's point of views that my comments were not pleasing and I apologise. The site later noted that the comments weren't Cornette's, as his podcasting co-host Brian Last revealed that Cornette isn't even on Instagram, so that apology is bogus. Jim Cornette is not on Instagram. Anything you see that attributes comments to him from an alleged Instagram account in his name is entirely bogus. In true Cornette fashion, he took to social media to address the faux apology, tweeting, "I would have no idea how to find Instagram, either so whoever it is pretending to be me can blow me." But there you have it guys, the latest wrestling news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.